What do I see as the greatest challenge or greatest set of challenges for the development of the next generation of infrastructure? I think a big challenge is a financial one. So the United States especially has in the past 3-4 decades been historically spending less and less money on infrastructure. And infrastructure is a strange beast, which is, it takes money to build and put into place, but it also takes a lot of money to keep it running. In fact, to just keep it at a flat level of performance with no growth or anything like that, it requires what's called state of good repair funding. Infrastructure, especially the world of infrastructure that I come from, which is rail-based and public transportation, has been systematically, I would say, underfunded now for close to 7 decades since the start of the interstate highway system. So much of the rail infrastructure is in very, very poor shape and needs a lot of love. I think the greatest challenges are financial in nature. Infrastructure is built at a great cost, but also it needs preventive maintenance. It needs investment in it on an ongoing basis, which is something people kind of don't realize. Once a tunnel is built, or a bridge is built, they somehow think that it'll just stay there. Sustainable infrastructure has to be something that withstands the test of time. So it has to, in the physical sense, be strong. It has, I think, in the very apropos current times, has to be resilient to climate change. So for instance, if you're designing a bridge and the water that is flowing under the bridge you anticipate is going to rise over the next 50, 100, 200 years, and the bridge has a lifespan of 200 years, then you have to account for that. Or if you're designing a tunnel, how are you going to stop it from flooding? Or if it floods in a big storm, what is the means of bouncing back? So bouncing back, I think, is an important theme in my work, because increasingly very dire climate situations will happen, and I think that kind of a blind damming against a surge is not going to be the strategy that it was in the last 100 years, is not going to be the appropriate strategy going forward. So I think we will also have to learn to design infrastructure that can take a beating and still bounce back.